When Linda turned 68, she thought retirement would mean slowing down quiet mornings with a cup of coffee, afternoons reading by the window, and evenings calling her grandchildren. But as she watched the seasons change outside her suburban home in Minnesota, a small restlessness began to grow. One afternoon, while flipping through the AARP magazine, she saw an article that immediately caught her attention. 44.7% of retirees plan to explore North America's national parks in 2025. The headline struck her like a spark. Almost half of people her age were packing their bags and heading into the wild beauty of Yosemite, Yellowstone, Banff, and Jasper. Linda thought, why not me? Why national parks? For retirees across America, the parks aren't just about sightseeing. They represent freedom, adventure, and the chance to live fully during the golden years. After decades of work, mortgages, raising families, and responsibilities, stepping into a place like Yosemite Valley with granite cliffs towering above and waterfalls cascading into rivers feels like entering a new chapter of life. Cost is another reason. Compared to international trips that demand expensive flights, tours, and hotels, exploring national parks can be surprisingly affordable. Seniors over 62 even qualify for the America the Beautiful Senior Pass, a one-time fee that opens the doors to more than 2,000 federal recreation sites. For someone on a fixed income, that's a golden ticket. Linda's first step, Yosemite. Linda decided to start with Yosemite National Park in California. She joined a small group tour designed for retirees, nothing too strenuous, but with plenty of opportunities for gentle hikes, photography, and guided talks about the history of the park. When she stood in front of El Capitan for the first time, she felt tiny yet alive. It's like the mountains are whispering. You still have time to explore, she told her tour guide. She wasn't alone in that feeling. Around her were other retirees, some widowed, some traveling with lifelong partners, some with grandchildren in tow. They laughed together during picnics, swapped stories around the campfire, and marveled at the starry skies far from city lights. Yellowstone, a world of wonder. The following summer, Linda and her new friend George, a retired teacher she met in Yosemite, planned a road trip to Yellowstone National Park. Yellowstone is America's first national park and still feels like a place untouched by time. Linda gasped when she saw Old Faithful erupt, the geyser shooting boiling water into the crisp air. She walked boardwalks lined with bubbling hot springs, each shimmering in rainbow colors from minerals deep within the earth. But it was the wildlife that captured her heart. One early morning, as mist hung low over the Lamar Valley, she spotted a herd of bison grazing. In the distance, wolves moved silently across the grasslands. She whispered, "I can't believe this is real," as she clutched George's arm. For retirees, Yellowstone is not just a park. It's a reminder of the wild America their parents and grandparents spoke about, a chance to reconnect with a deeper sense of time and place. Crossing the border, Banff and Jasper. By 2025, Linda and George decided to take their adventures northward into Canada. Banff and Jasper National Parks, nestled in the Canadian Rockies, had been appearing constantly on senior travel blogs, and they were determined to see the turquoise lakes and jagged peaks with their own eyes. In Banff, Linda hiked slowly along the shores of Lake Louise, the water so clear and blue it seemed almost unreal. She laughed as she rented a canoe, her hands shaky but determined, and paddled into the open water. "I never thought I'd be doing this at my age," she said, grinning. In Jasper, they rode the SkyTram to the top of Whistler's Mountain. From there, they looked out over endless forests, winding rivers, and snow-capped peaks. George turned to Linda and said, This is what retirement should feel like. Not an ending, but a reward."